So after a very weird round one, we're back for round two, and we have a terrible hand. Bunch of black cards, no black mana, and a 5 and a 7 drop. Not where I want to be, on the play especially. I have to mulligan this. This is actually a lot better, even though it's still all islands. I still have a Metal Spinner's Puzzle Nut that draws us extra cards, I have the Scry now, and I have the Glimmer Genius. So this makes a lot more sense to keep. Pretty sure this is just a snap keep. Bottom the Malfunction. It is removal. It's slow, though. And I kind of need a land. I'm going to just bottom it. I'd love to get a Consulate Skygate. Something that can block early for a long time. Okay, Aether Theorist is even better, because that'll help us stack our draws. And let's change it so that we have a stop on our upkeep. Because on the start of our turn, I'm probably going to want to use it. It depends what our opponent plays here. Yep, still need to use it. Can't block Eddy Trailhawk. And I'd like to see what we're about to draw. Yep, I will keep that on top. I do need a swamp. I won't keep any more lands, but that I have to. Swamp. Next turn I have Glimmer of Genius. I might stop on upkeep again for this Aether Theorist. We'll have to see. So if our opponent has something that I can block, then I won't. Yeah, alright, well. With nothing, then it's a pretty obvious Aether Theorist, and I'll definitely bottom Self-Assembler. Have one in my hand, I don't want to draw one. Crack the Metal Spinners? No, with Glimmer Genius. I don't know what I'm thinking. Why would I crack Metal Spinners when I have Glimmer Genius here? And I don't want to crack it because I get value out of artifacts and play with the Gear Seeker. So yeah, we'll just pass. See what our opponent does for their turn. And make them maybe play around some counter spells. They have to be somewhat aware that we can have them. This is a very slow start from our opponent. Still nothing. It's not often that you see a turn 2 Eddy Trailhawk and then just nothing. It seems like it should be a lot more aggressive. Ugh. Neither of these are great, but I do need a land. I'll keep the Inventor's Fair. Do I want to scry again? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Keep a swamp. It does mean I can play Essence Extraction. I really don't want a lot more land, though. Yeah, I think I have to keep it. So go Self-Assembler and grab another Self-Assembler. Pass the turn, and we're getting to the point where I can Inventor's Fair and start getting some life. Even search out more artifacts. Although we have the best artifact in our deck, Self-Assembler. Weldfast. Yeah, that's not a big threat. We have the Essence Extraction for it, too. Yeah, I'll still keep scrying. We really don't want to draw Self-Assembler, too. Bottom of the land. No Self-Assembler. Okay, good. Inventor's Fair and Self-Assembler. I could just get down Gear Seeker. Or I could Lawless and Essence Extraction. I think the first thing I want to do is just attack with this Self-Assembler and see if our opponent double blocks, and I can go for the Essence Extraction. I might just be willing to let it trade with 2 mana up in the black-white deck. There's a lot of tricks they can have. So I might just be okay taking the 2-for-1 here. 5 cards in our opponent's hand. Yeah, I'm okay being safe and letting them make the first move. I don't want to get blown out by Rush of Vitality. It's so brutal for us there. So now we go Gear Seeker or another Self-Assembler. Kind of just want to keep chaining together Self-Assemblers so I don't draw it in the meantime. Not a lot of chance of that, though. I'll play the Gear Seeker. It's just a bigger threat. Bigger threat's probably a good idea. Want to end the game fast. Revoke Privilege. 5, 6 mana. So not Tidy Conclusion. Dukara Scavenger. That seems to be a favorite of people in this draft. Get back the Weldfast Monitor. Sure. Good news is I can still attack into the Gear Seeker if I really want to. Use the Essence Extraction. And Peafowl. I'm okay with Peafowl on top. Good flyer is nice. Okay, trading 5 for 4. I think I am. I've got the Self-Assembler. Opponent can't get too aggressive or we just start assembling. Attacking with that back is pretty great. Yeah, the block. Now I get to Essence Extraction and Dukara Peafowl. Kill the Dukara and Peafowl. Turn afterwards, we're going to be able to start gaining life off of Inventor's Fair and be able to search. Tidy Conclusion. Alright. I mean, we figured something like that had to be coming eventually. Take off this upkeep stop and start smashing. Get the other Self-Assembler. And now we want to scry. Because we don't want to scry first, like we said. Or a really bad idea to scry and then shuffle. It's an easy mistake to make in this format because there's a lot of scry effects between like Contraband Kingpins and Glassblowers and Glimmer Genius. Bottom the land, top the Malfunction. Nice oh shit button for us in case there's a big creature coming out. Just hoping that we don't have to deal with like a Fumigate here. Oh, red mana. Hello, out of nowhere. Cogworker's Puzzle Knot. So we might have to deal with a Welding Sparks. Chandra's Pyrohelix is something. Thriving Grubs. Wait, Thriving Grubs? Is that what they're splashing, or are they solid like 3 colors? Maybe they're just splashing white. But they'd splash Eddy Trailhawk? That doesn't make sense either. They might just be solid 3 colors and just not have seen any mountains yet. Well, no matter what the case, this looks pretty good for us. We've got some really good attacks. We've got some good creatures on the board. Opponent can't block effectively, so I don't even think I bother using the mana there. I just play Self-Assembler and smash. Double block? That's totally fine with me. I don't really need the scry that much anymore, and I like trading for that Thriving Grubs, which is something they can start building around. Pass the turn. Hoping that they don't have Fumigate, because it would be pretty bad if they did. We don't want to shuffle because we scryed a land at the bottom, and I don't want to bring it back higher up in our deck. Wayward Giant. That I can get rid of. Just malfunction that. And we get to keep swinging. Or our opponent will just scoop. That's fair. We were a long ways ahead of our opponent there. We were just kind of running them over. It feels like they might be more red than white and just have gotten stuck on colors. Feels like they're very close to even between all colors, though. I mean, they've got 4 planes in play. They played more red cards than they played white cards, though. And some of them are early red cards. Like, Thriving Grubs is not a card that you can... Like, if you can't reliably cast it on turn 2 or 3, then you probably shouldn't be playing Thriving Grubs. So I've got to think that they've got very heavy requirements in all 3 colors. Because they're not playing black as their splash either. Not with Tidy Conclusion and Live Fast. I don't think that's happening. Interesting. I'm not sure what I want to do. I don't know what to take away from that deck there. Because I feel like we didn't get a really good look at it. It's a lot of colors, but I didn't see a reason for it to be a lot of colors. So I'm not entirely certain what the best choice is here. I think it's probably fine as is. Aether Tradewinds could be okay. It's possible they have revoke privileges, but I didn't see any. And I didn't see any other real removal spells either, so protecting against those doesn't help for Aether Tradewinds. I think I'm just going to leave it. The deck seemed to perform fine on our end. And I was even a mulligan, so I think we're alright. This I'm going to keep because we're on the draw, and we do get to draw an extra card off the metal spinners too. So that seems pretty reasonable. The hand's not great, but with Shrewd Negotiation, double Puzzle Knot, and being able to use this as a draw is pretty sick. Got good action against the Eddy Trailhawk here with our Windrake. Come on, Swamp. Gear Seeker is not terrible. Ooh, the Natural. That's pretty sick. Well, we will just Windrake, and I guess we're going to have to take some damage from Weldfast Monitor. I could malfunction it next turn. I probably have to. I think they're going to use the red mana to make it unblockable. Yeah. I'll just take 3. And then I'm almost certain that I just have to malfunction it. Oof. That is annoying. I can negotiation for it later, but man, that card is sick against us. Alright. I still have to malfunction, sadly, because I can't just keep taking the damage either. Pass the turn. Really need a land here. Very desperately. Self-Assembler would be pretty good for stabilizing. It's just a nice big butt that our opponent has a tough time dealing with. Our opponent's mana requirements are very, very heavy. It's kind of crazy. Chaining together self-assemblers here, though, just seems great. We just have to survive long enough to get the full value out of it. It sucks that I probably have to trade Windrake for the Dahund Operative. Uh-oh. Yeah, alright. This is a sick hand from our opponent. Really, really absurd, honestly. All their colors. All their early drops. Like, aggressive 3-color. Crazy. And that combo right on time, too. So if I block the Eddy Trail, I take 8. Down to 3. Trade for Thriving Grubs. Block Windrake here. Play another self-assembler afterwards, and then just hope. I think I have to block the Eddy Trail. It's going to be tough because I can't play a lot of cards in my deck because of the combo. Land was good. Means that I can get the Gear Seeker Serpent down so that this Thriving Grubs can't really attack. I'm hoping they have no more gas left. They've already had a really sick curve out. Swing with the team. So I go to 1. might make sense for them, because it does mean every card that's not a creature in our deck is dead. So I can still understand our opponent doing this. Nope, they have gas too. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Alright. That is real gross. Really, really gross. Alright. Well, it'll happen, I suppose. We got run over. Excellent hand from our opponent. Very weird deck. 3-color aggro is strange. Comball was so good against us, though. That might be a sideboard. I've got to imagine, though, with the way that they've been playing with their mana base, I think that it's a main board. I'm hoping that their opponent has the mulligan here. I'm amazed they haven't had to in either of the games already. We've been the ones mulliganing. It's insane. But with 3 colors and this heavy mana requirements, it's quite likely their opponent has to mulligan at some point. And do I want to change anything? Comball is really nasty, but I don't think there's a good answer to it. I mean, Essence Extraction is the best thing that we have. That and Tidy Conclusion. Just try and kill it right away, but I have to have them. If I don't, then I guess that I'm just kind of losing to it. I think I'm okay with the deck. I go first now, which is fine. I don't think I need to be that much faster. I just need to get things like Skygates, which is nice. That can save us a lot of damage and get us a lot of extra time. Opponent looking to mulligan. Them pausing here gives me hope that they're probably going to. Yeah, their mana can't be as good as it was in game 2 and 3, 1 and 2 all the time. Like, they're gonna have some trouble with it. I guess in game 1 they did have a bit. It took them a while to get a red mana. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again. Did they scry to the top or the bottom? They did scry to the top. So they might have 3 different colors on turn 3 again. I hope not. I want them to be punished for playing all these colors. I don't mind my opponents getting punished. Alright. Skygate into Lawless Broker into P-Foul was really strong, though. Especially since it doesn't look like our opponent has a lot of ways to deal with flyers. Like, Eddy Trailhawk just gets blanked by a lot of our deck. And now Broker. Now it's Zoidberg's turn to be the aggressive one. Fast Monitor. I think I just play the P-Foul and attack anyways. Doubt our opponent wants to trade the Lawless Broker for the Fast Monitor. And they can't attack back unless they have a trick. So that seems pretty good. If they do attack, I mean, I guess that I'll just take it. Dund Operative. Yeah. And Eddy Trailhawk. Perfect mana again. Crazy. They did mulligan, but I'm honestly surprised even so. Tidy Conclusion is just really good against, like, Dund Operative, Fast Monitor here. It's kind of sweet. I think we can still attack with the Lawless Broker. I'm willing to trade it for any of the creatures they have. I just really like the idea of being able to kill the Fast and then block the Dund Operative and eat it. Right now, it might be better to just Contraband Kingpin and Skygate, though. I still leave the blue mana up for P-Foul, so the only thing they can really attack with is the Operative. And we're just winning that race. We'll get our Scry, and what do we have? Windrake. Windrake actually looks good. Not something I say a whole lot in this format, but Windrake is pretty strong here. Wayward Giant. Well, there's something else to tie to conclusion. Operative, sure. So now we can just tidy conclusion the Wayward and attack with both of these. I have good blocks on everything else. I think I like putting some pressure on them. I guess I'd probably still just attack the Lawless Broker. I don't want to trade P-Foul for just Weld Fast. It's so much better as a flyer. Four mana, Prakata Pillarbug. Annoying, but not that bad. Operative just continues to get in, but that'll be perfectly acceptable. Now we have the Windrake. I can fly the Dakara P-Foul. I might leave the Lawless Broker back to block the Pillarbug. Let's go Puzzle Knot first. I want to see if I can get a land off the Contraband Kingpin here. So, oh, I did that wrong. Ugh, why did I click that way? Oh, it worked out okay. So now I still get to fly the P-Foul, and I can play the Windrake, which is perfect. Exactly what we want. Red-black. Harness Lightning. Alright. So that is enough to kill it. We do get the Windrake, though. And we have Essence Extraction to kill the Dund Operative. Or the Pillarbug, either way. Opponent down to one card in hand. Yeah, Menace on the Weld Fast isn't scary. I've got a lot of blockers. I guess I can make it a flying... Even if they do that, though, I mean, these have reach. There's no real good attacks here. Yeah, I feel like our opponent just has to pass. Like, they activated this, but I don't think they can really attack well here. I guess that most of it's just a free roll because I'm mostly blocking with, like, 0-4 walls and a 1-4, but... it's not great for them. Eddie Trailhawk going in against the Windrake here. Huh. Tidy Conclusion, the Windrake? Wow, that is very aggressive. Okay, I'm not sure how much I care about this. There's double block there. Trade the Lawless Broker and make this into a 2/5. Doesn't mean Prakata Pillarbug can start to get in, at least in their mind. But I actually have Essence Extraction up for that, so no big deal. Let's go Metal Spinners. Get a land. And I guess we just pass the turn. I could attack with the Contraband Kingpin. Then our opponent makes this Menace, and I get attacked back. I don't like that. We'll just wait. We've got a lot of time to wait, and I think that our late game is better than our opponent's. Just a little bit. Things like the self-assemblers are really strong. Wildfast Monitor can't get in here. Because I just eat it with Contraband Kingpin. Oh, they're not even attacking with Pillarbug. Well, then I'll just leave the Essence Extraction. And we'll keep passing until we draw non-lands. We'll get there, and we've got great late game. The Contraband Kingpin also helps us draw gas. Just have to hope that our opponent doesn't draw a bunch of gas here. So far doing pretty good. I might just kill the Quicksmith Genius, honestly. I don't want our opponent getting value off of that. I can wait until they play an artifact, though. Select for Inspection is interesting. Not great, but something. No attacks. Come on, non-land. Oh, I mean, it is a non-land. Scry 1 first. Windrake. I actually like Windrake against our opponent, but I can do better. I'm going to try and dig to a self-assembler or something. I get a lot of scries here. There we go. That's the card I want to see. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to kill this Quicksmith Genius right away. I really don't want them getting extra value off of it. I'm not going to crack the Glass Blowers Puzzle Knot because I don't want to scry while I know that there's a card that I want on top of my library. Yeah, I don't want to let them use this. I don't need our opponent actually drawing out of this problem that they have. I imagine they just shoot us in the face. Shooting Contraband Kingpin. Okay. And then attack? Huh. Well, I mean, I have the select for inspection in case they have something, so I'm going to block. It's only 1 damage. It doesn't die to the Weldfast monitor. Okay, block. And double block. We can get pretty sweet value out of select for inspection if they try and use a removal spell. Nope, they're just letting it die. I guess they can't use... they have the land for Fire Forgers. Alright, sure. That's fair. Should have thought about that. Should have thought about that better. Okay. It's acceptable. I still have pretty good draws. And I get a lot of scries out of the Glass Blowers. Definitely want to use the self-assembler again. And now our opponent just gets buried. Aerial Responder. That is a problem. Self-assembler is pretty good against it anyways, but yeah. Wouldn't mind a tidy conclusion or something for that. Crack this Glass Blowers and see what we get. Shrewd Negotiation. That I like. Bottom the self-assembler for sure. Top that. Shrewd for the aerial. It doesn't mean that I can't attack that well in the air anymore because I'll give them a Consulate Skygate, but I don't think I really care all that much. Might be okay to attack first and let them trade the aerial let them trade the aerial responder away. I think I'm fine with that. Yeah, they're not going to. But I can trade. Opponent's going to draw some blanks here soon. They've been drawing pretty hot. Wow, really hot. That's a sick draw. Remove their own aerial responder. Yep. That is insane. What a draw. I think I just inspect this Pillar Bug. I don't want them gaining life. And I don't mind scrying. That is just absurd value. And we get another land. Wow, that's so bad. I can't believe that they drew that off the top of their deck. So they get Aerial Responder back, and there's not much I can do about it. I mean, I can just wait until I get more flyers. I guess that's fine. Or another removal spell or something for it. Just malfunction it out of the way. We'll pass. Our opponent can't draw gas for every turn for the rest of this game. They have to draw non-land. They have to draw lands eventually. We can draw a lot of lands, apparently. So eventually we'll find an answer to Fairgrounds Warden, and we can just stomp them. No, we're not going to use Self-Assembler. And it's possible that I just want to be attacking through here anyways. I attack with everything. The opponent blocks how? They block Fairgrounds Warden on 1 as a chump. Get back their aerial responder. They can block Thriving Grubs and Pillarbug on another. Take 4. Alright, fine. I should probably just be attacking. They won't take 4 yet, because of course this one has Summoning Sickness. I hate giving back the aerial responder. Lifelink. Okay, that's fine. Just really hoping they didn't have a trick, too. Okay. So we get a 2-for-1. They get a 2-for-1, essentially, because they counter our Shrewd Negotiation here. Get back the responder. And hopefully we draw another removal spell for it. We are dealing them a ton of damage on the backswing, so even though they're gaining 2 life, we're still winning this race quite handily. That is a good draw. Those are some bad cards, though. Windrake doesn't do as much as I'd like it to. Not the worst, but not the best. It was great a little while ago. Theorist is fine, and Windrake. We'll definitely stop on our upkeep, because I want to make sure that we're drawing non-lands. We did scry 2 non-lands at the bottom, and we only have 12 cards left in our library, so 10 of our cards have to be gas. Still feeling very confident about it. Our opponents finally hit that land pocket that I talked about. I said they couldn't draw a land for they couldn't draw non-lands for the rest of the game. I think I actually like Glimnest Crane still. Alright, attack the self-assemblers. Opponent down to 3. Ooh, key to the city. Key to my heart. So we go bottom, bottom, bottom. So we know there's a... Oh, we don't have Tidy Conclusion left, sorry. There's a Malfunction, though, that's still in the top now, what? 5 cards in our library? Because we bottomed 2 with Scries, and then we just bottomed another 3. Yeah, and the opponent scoops. Awesome. Key to the city was sweet. That was a very good draw off the Glint Nest. And we're in the finals. This blue-black deck did a lot more work than I thought it would. Grab a self-assembler here, please. Self-assembler would be a nice pickup.